Revelation 1895. From the 23rd of April 1941. Duty to spread the truth. The pure truth will always be recognized by those who are hungry for truth. But the human being must also seriously endeavor to confess it when he has recognized it, for the truth shall break through. As soon as man affirms God, he must also affirm the truth, for God is the truth. If God reveals himself through the truth, it is not enough for the human being to silence his doubts, it is not enough for him to affirm it, but he must represent what he has been given to his fellow human beings. And this is often not easy when he previously held a view that was generally held and now has to admit that he was mistaken and must first disown this wrong view. This costs overcoming, and yet God demands of him that he passes on what he has received. The state of complete ignorance is the most suitable for a person to be instructed in the truth. Blessed are the poor in spirit. However, anyone who has already received knowledge which does not completely correspond to the truth has to surrender far more if he wants to receive eternal wisdom. He has to make a distinction between the fact that he previously received human knowledge and that God's gift is now imparted to him. He has to relinquish without resistance what he was previously taught by people and leave it up to God himself what he wants to give back to him again. And the human being will receive far more than he gives. And on closer inspection he will receive the same back, only purified and without the ballast which people have added to the pure truth. It will lose significance for him what he gives away in faith teachings, but it will be immensely significant what he receives and now recognizes as purest truth. For it is truly not important to pass on unchanged a traditional teaching which does not fully correspond to the truth, but it is of utmost importance to take care of the spreading of a teaching which is recognized as truth. And as long as disputes arise about it, the human being has not yet fully penetrated the truth, and therefore he also has the duty to appeal to God himself for the truth. God's love does not withhold the truth from anyone, yet it is difficult to give an enlightenment which corresponds to the truth to people who believe themselves to be standing in the truth. And thus there will still be ambiguity there because they create the unclear state for themselves through a certain spiritual arrogance. They see themselves as bearers of truth, and this is completely unfounded. A person can deceive himself as long as he lives on earth. He only has to have the courage to admit to a recognized deception. But he has to make this sacrifice in gratitude for the grace of receiving the purest truth. This is the demand God makes of the human being and thus also a standard for the love the human being shows towards his Creator and Father. Amen.